Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Mike Hawk. This video isn't about specific drama or people.
No drama, no bad comments today.
Just habits and trends on the Movie Star Planet forum which are tired, out of season, and have gone stale. I don't know why you all continue to do these when you could be doing quite literally anything else in order to be entertaining. There are way too many people on forums doing the same shit over and over. How are you going to get your precious attention if you blend in so easily? Like, at least get some good material. Commenting, "No one cares," on someone's TBH forum isn't going to hit a nerve. You are just as bland, if not blander, than the rest of these internet nobodies. The first act of becoming boring and mindless is using the word sensitive to describe people with completely normal reactions to things. If someone doesn't want to put up with your bullshit, that's not them being sensitive. They are fucking normal. What's not normal is that you act so entitled to everyone's time and attention. Go outside. Second on my list is bringing up irrelevancy. What? What relevancy on a dress-up game do you have? It's not even real, you aren't special. It's so funny to me when people comment, "Who are you?" on a forum as if it's a valid question. Do you really expect a little online avatar to be some sort of worldwide sensation? Stop putting an importance on being a known forumer. You aren't really known anywhere. And some of you get the smallest bit of attention online, and it goes straight to your head. Like you get such a huge ego from someone just acknowledging you. You must have really low self-esteem if that's all it takes. It's a little bit embarrassing. I can't take it anymore. It's so cringe-worthy. So stupid. You all have literal brain rot.
Like, stop. It's actually painful to watch.
Okay, maybe this is one we can all agree on. Trauma dumping on forums. Stop it. Nobody needs to hear about it. Nobody except a therapist. There is a right time and place, and it is not on moviestarplanet.com. Honestly, it's kind of inconsiderate. You don't even ask if people are ready to hear it, or if they even want to. People are, hopefully, minding their own business. And then you pour out all this bullshit they didn't ask for. Not every single person on the internet is capable of handling your emotions. Definitely not Movie Star Planet players. You know for a fact that every single one of them is very emotionally stunted. I get that you need to get those feelings out, but what makes you think a dress-up game is appropriate? Try journaling or a therapist. You are literally trying to get bullied.
It's getting weird.
Okay, I think it's time we talk about the current trend of poorly done shock humor on forums. There are several amateur trolls on forums. There are also people on there that, in reality, just harass people with hate and then call it humor to make it look not as bad as it is. None of you are actually good at what you do. If you did that in person, the reaction would be very different from the one you're looking for. We get it. You want people to be angry at you because the only attention you receive from your parents is their anger. It's what you think is good, that's why you want it. Your brain is so fried by neglect and the internet that all you do is be racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, anti-Semitic, and Islamophobic on a dress-up game. I know your life is meaningless and pathetic, but I didn't think it was that bad. Get a hobby. A real one.
I never found you entertaining. I never found you smart. I just found you annoying.
We could also discuss the rise of people encouraging and glorifying EDs, but that's a topic for a whole other video. I'll probably make a video on it soon. It's a heavy topic and I don't want to discuss it shallowly in a video like this. There's too much nuance. Anyway, obviously people fight online all the time, like in comments sections and shit like that. But some of you make 5 whole forums with 2 paragraphs about some other player who gave you a 4 out of 10 rate. 99% of your fights on moviestarplanet.com can be fixed in your messages. Of course you choose not to though, all for your beloved attention. Then again, if all your beef wasn't displayed for everyone to see, I'd be out of content. It is free entertainment, but really though, tone it down. You're trying too hard. I have one last thing that really needs to end. This.
I can't be here!
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Please start using your brain to come up with a better online personality, I'm begging you. Some of you need the computer taken away. Comment your thoughts, or don't.